Okay, so there's a few things that I want to show you here. And here's your crab. This is a rock crab. Some people call them a white legger. And I take the claws off. And if I'm going to use a jig like I am right now, I also take the legs off, right? And then I think the best thing to do in most cases with a crab this size is cut it in half, okay? So now I've got my half crab. I take my jig. This is a 5/8 ounce Asylum tog jig, and I put it either in a leg socket or in between a leg socket until it protrudes. The point comes out of another leg socket like that. All right, if this hook point is not exposed, you're not going to hook a fish, okay? So this is very important. Now, I know this seems like the most simple, basic, elementary point of tog fishing, but you would not believe how many people have asked me how I attach my baits, okay? This is probably one of my most widely asked questions by beginners or even novices that might have been tog fishing for a long time, but maybe haven't been that successful at it because, you know, they're recreational. You know, they might only do it a couple times a year, if that. So that's the story. Now I'm gonna put the angle of my lens up a little bit, and we're going to search the water for a bite, okay? I'm already on the bottom, as you can see by my slacked up line. Or was I? I fell off a rock. Okay, so I have not fished this spot, but it's a little bit of a snotty day. So I just stayed inshore water in the bay and trying a couple spots. Easy to get to, not very deep, easy to anchor, easy to pull up the anchor. And I'm alone, and in the event I have to pull up my anchor with all my injuries, that can be very difficult. You see my anchor ball set up right there, and that makes unearthing an anchor quite easy indeed. So I have not had an official nibble yet. I just fell off another rock, which is probably good. To be down on the side of the rocks is usually desirable. And one other thing that an angler might want to do in shallow water is shut off his sonar. Oop, I think I'm getting a bite. I'm getting a bite. Yep. Woo. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we got life, and that's good. That's an excellent sign. That's what we're looking for. Didn't know exactly what to expect here, and he's swimming away with it, and that's it. I got him. Okay, definitely a blackfish, not a keeper. Now, another thing that I want to show people is how to use a fish de-gouger, or simply we call it an unhooker, right? So how these things work, and this is great because you don't have to put your hands on a fish. Okay, so you take the bent part of the de-gouger, you put it inside the bend of the hook, right down the shank and inside the turn of the hook. Now this works on gravity, so you're gonna hold your leader down and hold the handle up and just shake, and the fish comes off that easy. Okay, it works on gravity, and I hope you got a good look at that, and I will demonstrate that a couple of more times again. Now, does it matter if you put the crab in this way or in this way? It does not matter. Okay, in the leg socket, and again out of a firm part of the crab shell. You want to make it tougher for these fish to get that crab bait off, because they are notorious bait thieves. Those teeth they have and the crushers in the back of their throat definitely serve a distinct purpose, and they crush up a crab much more quickly than you would imagine. So the 5/8 jig is working well here. I don't have a lot of current right now. I'm on the bottom. You see my line is slacked up on the surface of the water. Okay, little bit of life. Oh, wow, I thought the life would come a lot quicker. Oh, there he is. Starting to eat. Might help if I go to the lighter jig, actually. This 5/8 is getting down to the bottom really quick. And the thing about a jig is, when you have just scratchy life, when the fish aren't just picking the jig up and swimming away with it, then your jig is too heavy. That means the fish are feeling the weight of the jig. You see them tickling the tip of the rod there. They're just pecking at it right now. They're not picking it up and running for the touchdown. And that's really what you want. You want the fish to pick it up and swim away with it. That is the desired bite. Now this could also be because there's just a lot of small fish here in the bay. I'm on a very much an inshore piece, and I know there's a lot of fish here. I know there's always a lot of life here, and I didn't have to wait very long for the life to start working. I have a fish pecking away right now, but again, not the bite I really want. Can you get keepers here? Absolutely, you can get keepers here. You can even catch some nice ones here, and I'm counting on that. There we goes. Oh, and he got me on that one. Oh, I still got bait. I still got bait. Now, I'm gonna put that back down. In a lot of situations, I'd put on a fresh piece of crab, but I feel like the life is building up now. They found my bait, and I'm gonna give that piece of crab another shot, and they're right back on it. Right back on it. Oh, They got it that time. All right, well, using a Penn Slammer 3 today that I just received as a gift from a dear friend of mine. And I want to thank Mr. Al Zuppi at Asylum Jigs and Alyssa and Jen. Okay, so here's another thing we can try. I'm going to a lighter jig now. I'm going to switch outfits. I'm going to be using my Ancient Mariner 4000 with the bull bay rod, right? And I'm going to put a smaller crab on hole. See if that attracts a bigger fish. I'm going to crack that crab. And I'm using a lighter jig, so hopefully the weight of that, they pick it right up and they take off. Yep, I'm on the bottom. My line's slacked up, and right away they are on it. Feeling that immediately. Yep, good bite there. Ooh, wow, that picked it up too. Do I still have bait after that one? Yep. That was a motivated individual. Not very big though. Okay, so again, we're going to take our fish unhooker, put it in the turn of the hook, right past the shank, shake, bada bing. What are our bait choices here? So I'm gonna go with another half crab. We got them down there, we got them chewing, and I always firmly believe in chumming up a piece, especially a shallow inshore piece. It's very, very important that you try and keep a clean workspace, and I'll tell you why. I know people cut up their crabs and so on and make a big mess when they're tog fishing. I don't like to do that. I like to make sure that all of the debris from my crabs go over the side for two important reasons. One important reason is chum, as I just mentioned. You want to draw those fish to you and get that scent down on the bottom, right? So it works really, really well when you're in shallow water, especially, and again, when there's not a whole lot of current, particularly, right? So my jig's down on the bottom, doesn't take long. I'm not very deep. I'm about 16, 17 feet, and the fish are on it. So, as I was saying, part two of why you don't want debris in your boat and all over the deck is that it can get in your scuppers, it can get in your deck hatch crevices, and it can get under your deck into your bilge. This is extremely important. Whoa. This is extremely important with crab shell parts, but maybe. That feels like a good fish. This one's feeling like a good fish, but let's see. Okay, might have a keeper on the line, and it is exactly 16 inches. Exactly. So what I'm gonna do with her, this little girl, and you know, my intention today is to get my 3 fish here in the bay and make it a quick trip. I'm alone. I don't want to burn any gas. And I don't really want to go outside. It's a little nasty. We got north wind in the sound. Not what I'd call a pretty day. So you have to use common sense and always maintain the attitude of safety first. She's gonna do a little timeout. Gonna fish a whole crab on a snafu rig. I take the claws off, and again, it doesn't matter if you insert the hooks back to front, front to back, just as long as they're firmly anchored in the bait, like so. Crack it. And this is your best search tool. If you're not sure you're on a good piece of bottom, you can pitch it out and try to feel it, work it back. I'm thinking that I'm fishing into the bottom right now. It's down tight to me a bit, which is kind of ideal if that works out. It's a little hard to control on one anchor, and I'm not really feeling the good stuff. But that doesn't mean they won't come to the bait. I know there's hard bottom close by. Oh, and there's the nibble. I got a nibbler. Doesn't feel like much. Well, it could grow. And now I got a double nibbler. Ooh. This just might be a keeper. And a decent one at that. Oh, that's why you should net your fish. That was a 5-pounder that just walked away, swam away. You know, basic stuff. I'm getting a good bite now.
All right, well, listen, go catch some fish, buddy. I'll talk to you when this shit settles down. I'm off for the next couple of days, so.
Oh yeah, this is a better fish, I think. But I got a lot of tide here too.
Go get him. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. And that's definitely a keeper, and it's a female. I think my first female, well, she's still alive, very much so. All right, so I'm gonna give her some fresh water, and both of these sisters or cousins can enjoy the swimming pool together. And if I get a couple of males to replace them, that's great. Or a bigger fish. I know you're not supposed to cull, but whoa, nice fish, man. Oh yeah, baby, that hit right. That hit me right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa, he got it kind of deep too. Well, it's about 4 pounds. Nice male. Okay, so big congratulations to Joey Abrams. I want to thank everybody that participated in this subscriber contest. Special thanks to Stefanos Spiritos for bringing Ilyas Kalafi, Matan Goez, and David Feintuck. I want to say special thanks to Chris Law for bringing Gabriella Craig, Stacy L., John Law, Daps, Alex Fasano, and Brenton Smith. I want to say special thanks to Jamin Lee for bringing Sierra Halleck, Abu's Vlogs, and Swag 123456788765432. But finally, Joey Abrams came back in the 11th hour, super strong. He was a motivated individual. He got R. Helson, Matthew Nardone, Connor Cassara, Jack Cassara, Andrea B. Rogers, Taylor Matz, Patrick Adams, Charles Walsh, Julie Costello, Elizabeth Perez, Olivia Matz, Emmett Wexler, Matthew Taylor, Tobias Helson, and Jesse Miller. I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. I want to thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I want to thank all of you guys that promoted me. Congrats to Joey Abrams. You will be coming on a trip aboard Togzilla with me. And as a special thanks and second runner-up, Chris Law is going to come along on that trip too. I think it's going to happen hopefully this coming Friday. So let's get in touch, Joey, ASAP. Thanks everybody for participating. Oh boy.
That's a beauty keeper right there.